definitely air Aaliyah.
And we are still joined by Aaliyah Andrews' older sister, AJ Andrews, as our call to the bullpen continues. AJ, what was your reaction to watching some of those catches that your baby sis has made?
Good. No, like, you get those balls. Get those plays. You better make them. No, I think that it's been so fun to watch her. She truly is soaring through the air, and she looks like she's flying. So for me, I'm just always like, okay, hope you're okay. Because, you know, when you land, if anybody makes those diving plays where you are truly parallel to the ground, it can be a hard landing, but she makes it look so graceful.
Okay, before we get you off of here, I need one childhood story that perfectly sums up the Andrews family.
Ooh, okay. Is softball or just?
Softball, it could be you and Aaliyah.
I think the first one that really comes to my mind, playing Little League, I was always one of the athletes that was really testing the defense and the pitchers, you know, baiting the catcher to throw it. And I went to one of Aaliyah's games, and she had to have been like 6 or 7 at the time, really young. And she's on third base, and all you see is her jumping, trying to bait the catcher to throw to third base to get her out. And so for me, it was really cool to see the impact and how much she was watching me as she was playing, and for her to go out and not only is she stealing all these bases, but making all these catches, but she had a permanent spot on SportsCenter for a long time, and she is truly Air Aaliyah. But I mean, there's so much other. So I can't think of any other stories, but I know there's a lot more to go. Ooh, look at that one. Look at that.
You can see, I'm like, I don't know if she could see these, but these are like the cutest pictures.
Okay, guys. I don't know about that last one, but yes, that was Oldsmar Little League, where our softball careers began, and now we see so much of that talent being with pro softball. I don't know that we thought we would be able to take the game all the way to playing professionally, and so AUSL and MLB, the opportunities giving these women in sports and women in softball to have these bigger dreams, I think is amazing. Because now there's these little girls playing Little League that it's their goal to become the Caroline Jacobsons, the AJ, the Aaliyah Andrewses, and I think that's really cool.
Kenzie Brown, one of those golden ticket recipients this year, pitching incredibly well. She's retired 5 of the first 6 batters she's faced. Kenzie Brown got her golden ticket earlier this year. Aaliyah, you got a chance to give some golden tickets out down in Gainesville.
Yes, I did. I was able. It's okay. I know we like the mixed up because we look alike. But I got to give out a golden ticket in Gainesville, and it was so. I got two golden tickets out in Gainesville, and it was so amazing because you get to see these women, their dreams come to life. And without those opportunities, you see, I don't know, you never saw that prior, where you could sit there and see, this is my dream being realized. And I think the golden ticket is an opportunity for the entire world and the fans that they grew up with at their colleges out in Florida to be able to now say, I'm a pro. And it's because of all of you here that have supported me, all of you here that have been able to be behind my side. I am now going on to the next level with AUSLs, essentially knowing that they've been drafted. And I think that's something that we should continue to do, continue to see, and continue to elevate within women's sports.
Well, and the number 2 pick was Nyjah Kennedy. AJ, how excited are you to see her play the pro game?
I think Nyjah's impact is insurmountable. I think she's someone that's been able to come on to the stage collegiately and then now professionally and truly make a name for herself and have the opportunity to allow so many young girls to see themselves through her. And because of that, I think she's going to have an excellent and amazing pro career the same way that she did in college, and continue to shake things up and continue to up the score. And
outs, climbs the ladder. Grant swings through it. 2 quick outs in the inning here in the 3rd. Second year of the AUSL, now 6 teams, home markets. 75 games being played, and I cannot wait for us to get to College Station and watch the championship series for a second year in a row.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun being there. I've actually never been there to the new stadium, so excited to be there. But just all of these teams in their home markets, having true fans here in Salt Lake City, all of the fans coming out and doing their cause.
There's Vidalis. That evens up the count at a ball and a strike. I think the home markets have been the best part early on in this second season. A barnstorming last year of the nation. 6 home markets this year. Just some of the traditions that have already been created. It's been special as Fouts misses low and inside.
Yeah, we weren't quite sure how being in the markets were going to be. Last year, just so much success traveling around the country and seeing how many people came out, sold out crowds, 24 sold out crowds last year. And so now all of these teams get to settle into their cities, connect with their communities. So it's been a lot of fun.
Twos are wild here in the third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Fouts. And Vidalis chops it to third. Across the diamond with a hop. And Jordan Woolery scoops it out of the dirt for the final out.
In and out, but I did hear how the rookies are in the program.
Yeah, what's impressed you?
Are crushing it. Kinsey is so fierce on the mound. She has a lot of energy, and we know sister loves the energy. Yeah, I'm on tour. But yeah, they're crushing it. So fun to play with.
Yeah, sis.
Come on, Kenzie Brown.
We're going to talk about your at-bat after this pitch. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, where's that missing?
Ooh, baby. See you.
Okay, sis, tell me how Montana Fouts looks. What were you thinking that last at-bat?
Yeah. It's been a while since sisters swung through a rise ball like that. That was kind of crazy. But she looks good. She's my bestie. She's got some velo to her, and that first one obviously had some up break. That was crazy. But man, she's a fierce competitor. We are not friends when we are out here. That's for sure.
So what are you looking when you're facing her?
Yes! Yes!
Sweet.
Ooh, boy, that had some zip, baby. Whoa.
So sis, what are you looking when you're facing Montana Fouts?
Yeah, man, you gotta pick a side. I don't want that up ball.
Right.
So I'm trying to see a ball down in the zone and picking a side. But her ball does have some uptick to it, so trying to see the top of that thing, and if I can't see it, I'm not sending it. Come on! Come on! Yeah! Yes!
Powell near the netting makes the catch for out number 2. And sis, you've always been known as an incredible defender. Talk about your pre-pitch routine in terms of getting into defensive positioning.
Man, I missed you a little bit, but defensive positioning?
Yeah, what is your routine to get set before a pitch comes?
Oh man, I'm missing you. But we do a lot of scouting. Yeah, Kens! We look at 6-4-3s. I like to know hitters' sprays, kind of their tendencies, and comparing that to a pitcher's spray. Kind of making a decision if we're going to play to a pitcher's field. If we're going to play to a pitcher's field or to a hitter's field. But my bestie up right now, she'd be doing some weird stuff up there. So yesterday we were talking through, yeah, Kens, where I was. She hit a line drive in the 3-4 hole and it was off speed, so I was shaded there. She said she hit it and she turned and I caught it and she was like, what are you doing right there?
You're like, you're fast, Aaliyah. Don't you know that?
Girl. I love you. Come on, Kens. Yes.
So sis, now you're playing second base this season. Usually we're used to seeing you on the left side. Any differences being on the right side of the defense?
Yeah, when we made that decision, I was just like, man, let me just get mass reps. It is different, like different side of the field. The ball comes off the barrel a little differently. But yeah, I'm learning as we go, learning our defenders. Oof.
I think that got off of Stewart's helmet, yeah.
Foul tip off the bat of Andrews. off the helmet of Stewart. Stewart appears to be a little bit shaken up, Natasha.
Yeah, because that just hit right on top of her head. And, you know, when you've got that helmet on, the ringing of it, that got her pretty good.
Stewart has been the primary catcher for this Cascade side since being drafted in the college draft. Started all 5 games behind the dish after an incredible career at Arizona. Able to get to her feet here, that's a good sign. And it looks like Stewart might have to come out of this game. That's a huge turn of events.
Yeah, and just take a look. That just got right on top of the helmet and just shook her up a little bit, I'm sure.
So we'll get a new catcher coming into this game as the rookie Sydney Stewart forced to come out of this contest. Maya Flowers going to have to go to her bench here, and this Portland side's been red hot. You hate to see that in the midst of how well they've been playing over the last several games.
Yeah, and especially Sydney Stewart. She has been an impact rookie, and she's just come out the gate just leading behind the plate. We saw her hit that single up the middle in the first, and she's just already been a staple for the Cascade, so I hate to see her go down. So hopefully she can shake it off a little bit.
Kelly Torres is going to come into this game. Saw her pinch run earlier in this contest, now enters behind the plate for Sydney Stewart. And Natasha, if you're the pitcher in this situation, does it change much?
It does. It changes a whole lot. And I'm sure that the team is scouting together. They're going through video together. So your backup catcher is always ready. But sometimes you're in cahoots with your starting catcher and you already have that game plan. I'm sure that will get shared. And more times than not, you don't skip a beat, but it's all about feels. And sometimes the feel, you got to get into a rhythm. It might take some time.
First innings of work for Kelly Torres. Sydney Stewart has started all 5 games to begin the year. She'll be behind the plate with Kenzie Brown still in the circle. How good has Brown been early?
She has been tremendous. Going to that changeup, her being able to just pull the string on that, she is fooling these Talon hitters.
Sis, you still with us?
Yeah, here I am.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 strikes.
Natasha, if you're Fouts, you're just going out there and trying to do your thing right now with Kenzie Brown putting up a nice show for the away team.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a little rubber match here, and Montana Fouts is, you know, very characteristic on what we know of her, just going right at these hitters. We got the inside from Sis Bates that her ball is jumping, it's moving. And then on the other side, Kenzie Brown just dealing as well, and so I am loving this matchup.
Torres works underneath it, deep left field. Alchin makes the catch for out number 1. Cascade were just 1 for 8 against Montana Fouts the first time through the order as she continues to roll. Just 56 pitches so far in this game as Sierra Sacco Ferry, her teammate from a year ago, steps into the left-handed batter's box. And a first pitch strike to Sacco Ferry. Walked off of Fouts back in the 2nd inning. That was some of Fouts' best work. Worked out of a bases loaded jam. Did not give up a run. Where'd that miss, Natasha?
Just on the outside corner. That's Fouts' backdoor curve. And as a hitter, like Sis Bates was saying, you're looking levels, you're looking side to the plate. So that's a hard pitch to lay off of, and she's just not getting those corners on that.
Doesn't get the upper part of the zone as well there. Falls behind 2-1. Pro zone a little bit bigger than the college zone, about 1 softball higher at the top of the zone. Let's be honest, these pitchers need it against these elite hitters.
Yeah, these hitters, they can hit at all zones. We've been seeing that with Megan Grant. She can go to all fields as well. But Sierra Sacco Ferry just starting to get back into a groove. You can see her tracking the ball a ton better than her first series. She just didn't have the timing. Weak contact.
Playable in left, Alchin in foul territory. And Fouts continues to excel against left-handed hitters. They're 0 for 7 against her tonight. Kind of that reverse split out of the right-hander, Montana Fouts. So with 2 down here in the top of the 4th, that brings up the rookie Kinley Cahalan. Popped out to short in her first plate appearance and swings through the first pitch from the right-hander, Montana Fouts. And Fouts working quickly is ahead in the count 0-2. Cahalan started her career at Alabama, finished it at Florida. Fouts is a legend in Tuscaloosa. And a legend perhaps brewing here in Salt Lake City. Montana Fouts, one of the counts now for Kenzie Brown.
And again, that's this off speed that we talked about. Woolery struck out on this on her first at bat. Kenzie Brown goes to it again and gets another strikeout against Jordan Woolery.
First pitch swinging, Palacios up the middle, Bates gloved it, but couldn't get the throw off. And that will be the first hit allowed by the rookie Kenzie Brown. A nice job by Palacios to ambush that first pitch.
And Charlize Palacios hunting that curveball, attacking early in the account. This is on that outer half. But check out Sis Bates, just even being able to get to that ball, but looks like she just wasn't able to come up with that throw. Charlize Palacios standing on first.
That ended a streak of 10 straight retired batters for the rookie Kenzie Brown. What a start to her pro career. Picked up her first win against the Blaze. That was the first win in Portland Cascade history on Thursday. Pitching well here in her second pro start. Kaylee Wyckoff making her first pro start after she was called up from the reserve athlete pool overnight. Talons, as Savannah Collins told you earlier, dealing with some injuries right now. Jada Coleman, Hannah Flippin, both placed on the injured list. Bree Ellis a little bit banged up as well. Wyckoff shoots it into left center field. Falby got a good read on it, makes the catch in the gap for allowed out number 2.
And that's pretty much the hardest hit ball that we've seen, besides Charlize Palacios' hit up the middle, but Kylie Wyckoff just getting that rise ball, getting that barrel there.
Does it feel like the batters are starting to figure Brown out a little bit more?
Maybe getting their timing down, but that changeup, that's her equalizer right there.
That changeup, one of the toughest pitches in pro softball. I think the word equalizer was perfect.
Yeah, it definitely is. And as a hitter, I mean, you hate it. You hate it, but at this level, you have to have one. If you don't have one, these hitters are too good, and they're going to get that timing down, so you've got to have something that can keep hitters off balance.
Savannah Jaquish at the plate. Hasn't hit a hit yet early on in the season. We saw her in the batting cage after yesterday's game, getting some extra swings in. Just trying to figure out her right-handed swing right now. That's a nice pitch right there from Brown.
Yeah, when we saw her in the cage, there was just so much relatability there. She had a tough day yesterday at the plate. She just hasn't been seeing it. And when you're just trying to get into a groove and just watching her from afar, just trying to stay in there and hang in there and get a good feel. And all she said is, she's like, I just want to hit the ball hard and put the ball in play hard.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. A pitcher's duel so far here in Salt Lake City. And Jaquish stays alive. Natasha, you'd have to imagine the more pitches that Jaquish sees off of Brown, the chances of doing something good probably go up.
Absolutely, and that's what you're trying to do, is see as many pitches as you can.
2-2 again to the backstop as Brown turned to the rise ball. We've seen her do that a couple of times in this outing. That will allow Charlize Palacios to advance to second. So a runner in scoring position. Talons 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position today. Payoff pitch, and that hit her. Kenzie Brown asking if maybe she was outside of the batter's box. And could we see a challenge here? For the moment, it's a hit by pitch. That will put Jaquish at first base as Taraya Flowers is out of the dugout talking to our home plate umpire, Carlos Guzman.
And what she's asking for is seeing if Savannah Jaquish turned into that. As a hitter, you're supposed to try to attempt to get out the way.
So the umpires are going to come together and discuss. This is a reviewable play should Portland choose to challenge, but they can ask the umpires to come together and look and discuss before perhaps enacting that challenge. Let's get a look.
Yeah, just take a look at Savannah Jaquish when she goes in that stride. It's almost like she goes into the ball, so if she attempted to get away, that's what makes it a little bit more believable. But to me, I'm right with Kenzie Brown on this one too. You have to make an attempt to get out the way.
So the umpires have come together and discussed. Taraya Flowers now talking with our home plate umpire. And it appears this will not be challenged. So the inning will continue. Runners on first and second. And yesterday we talked about those little wins for Jaquish. Just getting to first base has to feel like a great win.
That's huge. That is a mini win right there. However you can get on base, you got to find a way.
So another chance with a runner in scoring position for Caroline Jacobson. Swings through the first pitch from Brown. Natasha, does your heart rate pick up a little bit in these spots?
Yes, I love this, Noah, like, especially when there's pitcher duels. You're just trying to make the adjustments. You're trying to figure out a pitcher. The more times you get looks at her, just trying to switch things up.
I guess the fascinating thing, I get your point, that normally is how things play out, but in the AUSL this year, it feels like the deeper we get in games, the better the pitchers have been. As Jacobson spoils a tough pitch.
Yeah, and I've just been impressed with the pitchers, especially the rookie pitchers. Carlin Pickens going complete games. Kenzie Brown in her debut going a complete game. Yesterday, Sam Landry had a complete game, not a rookie, but
Maya Johnson.
Maya Johnson is a rookie.
With a spark.
Yep.
Here's the 0-2. H drops down the bunt. There's some confusion, and the first two are aboard here in the top of the fifth for Portland.
And you just gotta love it. This is my kind of ball. Sis Bates just knows she has a job to do. She squares traditionally. She doesn't even move through the box, making sure she gets on top of that Montana Fouts rise ball. This ball is placed perfectly. Runners on first and second for the Cascade.
And now the bunts continue. Some small ball here in the fifth as Falby is retired. But multiple runners in scoring position now for Portland as we go down to the field to Savannah.
But what's at play right now are some things that Cascade head coach Taraya Flowers has given her team to focus on. Yesterday, they only had 4 hits, but they were 8 for 17 in advancement opportunities. It's because they can do things like that, the small ball. She says she would like to see this offense adjust a little bit quicker to the pitches that they're seeing, but she can tell that they're seeing the ball well. She'd like to see some clutch hits start to come into play, but they have been prepared. She's looking for them to capitalize on big opportunities like you got right now for Corby Otis.
Yeah, big spot for Otis, who's been one of the best hitters for Portland early on this year.
Yeah, timely hitting, moving runners, doing the small things. I love playing small ball, just moving a runner 60 feet, setting it up, especially knowing the top of your order. Corby Otis, she hits the ball hard. That's how you manufacture runs.
Hey, as we've already seen in this inning, you put the ball in play and suddenly some really interesting things can happen.
Yes, and again, just putting the ball in play, putting pressure, making the Talons have to make the plays.
Two runners in scoring position. Powell is at third. Ground ball. That's going to do the job. Into center field. Powell's in. Here comes Bates. And the Cascade get to Montana Fouts in the fifth.
And that is the timely hitting that I am talking about. Corbiota stepping up big with runners in scoring position. This is a curve on the outer half. She goes right back up the middle, but with the speed of Powell and Bates, you know that they're standing up safely. 2-0 Cascade.
And it is just the first time this year that the Cascade have scored outside of the first 3 innings. All 18 of their runs coming into today had been scored in those first 3 frames. And we heard Savannah talking about wanting to come through in a pressure situation. That was massive for Portland's hopes to take down Montana Fouts today.
Well, you just want to capitalize on opportunities. You're not going to get a lot of opportunities facing a pitcher like Montana Fouts, especially the way that she's throwing tonight. Her pitches are effective. She's going through the zone. She's hitting spots. So whenever you get an opportunity, you must capitalize.
As Grant follows one back to the netting on the 1-2 pitch. And likewise for Fouts, the end of a 13 2/3 innings scoreless streak dating back to that first inning of her first start against the Bandits this year. 1-2 pitch away to Grant. She lays off. Now you get a chance to see one of the most unique routines in the batter's box as Megan Grant recenters herself and gears up for this next pitch. Puts that one in play. Fouts worked away from her, and it pays off as Alchin makes the catch for out number 2. You think about some of the more famous routines in the batter's box. I think of Nomar Garcia-Parra back in the day, Derek Jeter, and now Megan Grant here in the professional ranks.
And it's so important for athletes to have your routine, know where you need to be, know what you need to do. That's the thing that you focus on when you're an athlete and you have a routine. It takes away pressure, especially when you're coming up to the box. I'm just focusing on my routine. I do this every single day. Lets you be present a little bit more.
Here's the 1-0. It's in the dirt. I even heard you eat the same breakfast every day.
Oh, yeah, right. No, that's only for broadcast.
Tori Vidalis at the plate against Montana Fouts. These two were teammates a year ago on that Talons side that won the inaugural AUSL softball championship. Trying to get the better of her former teammate. Here's the 2-0. Underneath it. Might be playable near the netting. Woolery has it kick off the butt of the glove. Gave it a good look, but just couldn't hang on to it.
And just this gets lost in the sun for Jordan Woolery. She was able to find the fence, find the netting, but she's facing the sun there, so that's just a hard ball to hold on to. Kylie Wyckoff. So just the opportunity to come play, make a name for yourself.
Last year, her jersey name was Velcroed on. Now it's sewn on. She has secured her spot in this league. Rookie on rookie right here. Kenzie Brown from Arizona State. Maddie Moore starred for John Rittman's Clemson Tigers. Took last year off before playing her first professional career this year in the AUSL. And swings through the 1-1 as she falls behind. And now, if you're the pitcher, you're thinking about sending more down.
Yeah, and this is where you want to go right at the bottom of the lineup, going at a Maddie Moore, knowing you got her to strike out last at bat. This is going to be a big batter to go right at.
Maybe a setup pitch right there from Brown.
That's on that outer half. If I'm her, I might go back to that changeup.
Two-two pitch from Kenzie Brown, and Moore was right on that pitch, fouled it straight back. Utah trailing for the first time in this game after the Cascade got to Montana Fouts in the top of the 5th inning. Trying to get a runner on base against Kenzie Brown. 2-2. A check to first, no swing. Payoff pitch to Moore. There's the changeup. Buckles her at the knees. And Kenzie Brown has strikeout number 7.
This pitch is so money. She can just place it. You know it's coming, and it's a knee buckler. Just check out Kenzie Brown right after this reaction. Fire me up.
First pitch in the dirt to Taylor Beal. Another reserve player pool call-up. Fouled out to third base in her first career plate appearance, did Beal, who played her college ball at Arizona. Joe's bunt there, that's a foul ball. And a quick note on Brown, who recorded her 7th strikeout. That's tied for the most by an AUSL pitcher this season with Amber Pfizer, who had 7 Ks in that complete game win for the Bandits earlier today.
Yeah, she was dealing today too, and man, did the Bandits need that win. And Pfizer just coming out there, leading in the circle, trying to get some momentum going for the Bandits, and they walk away with that win.
Jenny Dalton-Hill, the general manager of that Bandit side, was on the broadcast earlier today and said that that team had a 3.5-hour meeting yesterday as they tried to regroup off of an 0-4 start. They were in that championship series a year ago.
As an athlete, we have all been there when things just aren't going your way, and when you have to come together, you have those kumbayas, and they can be such a difference. You can speak your voice, speak your mind, hear where other athletes are coming from, and sometimes those are the difference. Like, those are the things that you look back at a season. It's like when you came together as a team, that's when our season changed.
Another near knee buckler. Beal did everything she could to lay off. Has worked the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning here in Salt Lake City. And Kenzie Brown has her 8th strikeout, the most by an AUSL pitcher in the league this year. The Rook is rolling here on the road.
And the rookie with this changeup, this thing is money. Strikeout number.
Before her first pitch, you can see that area in the front part of the circle is dusted off because she's been measuring that out. It's cool to see for Lise Fernandez. It was 8 steps, the big stride Montana Fouts has. But being around Montana on the day-to-day, the one thing I can say is that she is so open to feedback. Every time she comes into the dugout, she's constantly communicating with her catcher. You can see how she's so open to learn. So even being one of the best pitchers in the game right now, she's always looking for a new way to have an edge.
A ground ball gloved. Beal to first. 2 outs in the inning. And Natasha, you would be the first to say that being willing to accept feedback is what's going to ultimately make Montana Fouts an incredible pro.
Yeah, even as a pro, you still want to continue to learn. You still want to continue to develop. And you can see Montana Fouts, she has become a much better pitcher, in my opinion, from her days at Alabama. Just more precision, better placement, better jump, better sequencing. And so to be able to receive that as an athlete and to be able to be open and hearing advice from anybody, I think it speaks volumes to Montana Fouts.
Montana Fouts has made it known that she wants to be on that 2028 Olympic team. No better to help you get there. And Lisa Fernandez, who went to so many Olympics in her own, won a gold medal in 2004 with Tasha Watley as a teammate. We've got a pinch hitter at the plate. This is Allie Newland, third-year pro out of LSU. This is normally where Kenley Cahalan bats. Newland, small sample size this year, has gotten some pinch hitting opportunities. These are spots that you want to take advantage of as you try to further solidify your role on a team. 0-2 pitch to the backstop.
Yeah, Coach Flowers has really liked how Allie Newland came into preseason camp. Just says she's such a professional hitter. The way she talks the game, talks through her at-bats, the adjustments that she makes from at-bat to at-bat. So she's been liking having the opportunity to call her first off the bench to be her pinch hitter.
Fouch trying to put up a 0. Newland, long run, and the catch made by the rookie Taylor Beal. She went a little drop. It caught chalk. And Aaliyah Andrews has just the second hit of the game for the Utah Talons as they try to stage a late rally here in the 6th.
And that's how you get it going. Aaliyah Andrews just battling through this at-bat, last at-bat, striking out, seeing the ball deep, just keep battling, putting bat on ball, and she finds a way to get on first.
And now you have the speed of Andrews over at first base. And Jordan Woolery, who had the second most RBIs in NCAA history this year with 117. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. And down to Savannah we go.
We're hearing some talk in the Talons dugout about how to approach Kenzie Brown, and they're just talking about how, sometimes you can be looking for that drop ball. That's something that they've made a lot of contact with today. Maybe laying off the rise, but knowing with 2 strikes she's going to that change, and it's challenging because you don't stand in the batting cage and hit change-ups all day. It's not a pitch that you usually practice against, and that's really what's thrown them off a lot.
Natasha, what was your approach against the changeup?
Definitely facing someone like a Kenzie Brown, you want to try to think about practicing not hitting that changeup. So she's setting that changeup up. Now people have that in the back of their head, but when you're taking your hitting rounds, practicing on sitting off of a changeup, having your BP thrower mix speeds, because honestly, her best pitch to hit is that drop or her curve.
Upstairs from Brown, that'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talons came in with the league's best pitching staff in terms of ERA, but it is the Cascades who've allowed just 2 runs over their last 15 innings. This staff has been fantastic. Woolery, a chip went flying off the bat. Cahalan makes the easy catch for out number 1. Sam Landry was fantastic yesterday in game number 1. First complete game for her as a professional. That helped Portland pick up their 2nd straight win after starting the year 0-2. Now eyeing a series victory if they can finish this game off. There's Sam Landry, still working hard. Maybe charting some pitches over in the dugout, trying to help out her rookie. Oof. There's that changeup again.
It is dirty money. That changeup is sick. But Sam Landry has stepped up as the leader, especially of the pitching staff, in the back pocket of Kenzie Brown, and just really saying, hey, I got you.
Now Palacios chases upstairs, falls behind 1-2. She picked up the first hit of the game for the Talons against the rookie Kenzie Brown. And now the pesky shoe has to be retied. It's a little harder with the cameras on you, I would imagine.
Yeah, but after that Carolina Blades game, Kenzie Brown looked in the dugout and just said, hey, I hear you, Sam Landry. And Sam Landry kept saying to her, go right at, Do not pitch around any of these hitters. Continue to go right at.
It's been the theme this weekend. Portland coming right at the Utah Talons. Just high. The Cascade, one of 2 expansion teams in the AUSL this year. The Oklahoma City Spark, the other. And both are off to really nice starts. 2-2 pitch. High again. Talons trying to give this home crowd something to be excited about. Kenzie Brown's kept them quiet for most of this game. Palacios hits it a long way. One hops the wall. Here comes Andrews. No throw, and the Talons are on the board here in the 6th. As Charlize Palacios comes through with an RBI double.
And this late in the game, you are starting to see the tendencies of Kenzie Brown in any of her pitch counts or pitcher's counts. This is a 3-2 count. She's going to that changeup. And if I'm Charlize Palacios, I am absolutely thinking that. You can tell she is sitting on this pitch, and she's able to capitalize. She puts the Talons on the board.
Palacios is a player that the coaching staff said still trying to grow as a hitter. We know her as a fantastic defensive catcher. She's been putting a lot of work in. She comes up with the RBI double. Now Rachel Becker going to pinch run for the catcher, Palacios. If you're not familiar with softball, Palacios would be able to re-enter this game in the 7th inning. Smaller rosters in professional softball than at the MLB level. Trying to give these coaches a few more levers to work with in these big spots. Now the rookie Wyckoff with a chance to tie this game. Tying run is at 2nd. And for the Talons, the monkey off their back. That RBI double, the score for Andrews, snapping an 11-inning scoreless streak for the Talons. 2-0 low, 3-0. You don't green light her here, do you, partner?
I definitely would. No, I would not green light her. I would red light her here. I would make her throw me a strike.
A strike there at the top of the zone to Wyckoff, who hit a ball as hard as we've seen all night into the gap in left center field back in the 4th inning. First pro game for Kaylee Wyckoff. 3-1. Oh my word.
It is just wrong.
Wyckoff was sitting on her couch, maybe watching this game last night, and now she has to face that. Three-two pitch off the corner, and the rookie is on base. Runners on 1st and 2nd and 1 out here in the 6th.
And Kylie Wyckoff, just a really good AB right there, seeing a ton of pitches, getting up 3-0 and still being able to have some discipline. That's a tough pitch not to swing out with 2 strikes.
And now Savannah Jaquish steps to the plate. Stares at a first pitch strike, and if you believe and do, I do. Savannah Jaquish certainly due for a hit right here. Has not had a hit this year, got on base by way of the hit by pitcher last time up, just the 2nd time that she's been on this season. Trying to come through for the Talons late. Utah 0 for 4 tonight with runners in scoring position. Brown holding opponents to 163 early in her pro career. 0-2. Jake was able to stay alive.
And these are those moments. We saw Jake Wish in the batting cage yesterday after the game, but these are the moments that you want to be in. Just trying to battle, trying to find a good pitch to hip.
Tying run at second. Able to lay off. Wanted to go around. Kenzie Brown in the driver's seat. 8 strikeouts today for the rookie in her second pro start. Here comes the 1-2, just off the corner. Oof. A lesser man behind the plate might have called that a strike.
It's a tough pitch right there. A good take from Jake Wish.
Not a bad spot to miss. 2-2 pitch. Jake Wish grounds it to first. Vidalis boots it. The bases were going to be loaded. Now there's a tag at the plate. Becker's out. And a miscue from Rachel Becker. Both runners are going to advance to second and third, but the Talons cost themselves here in the 6th.
And Tori Vidalis on this ball just takes her away from first base. So she's in her head thinking that she's going to try to get that force out at second, but heads up play from Vidalis to be able to get that ball over to third, get that ball into the hands of Kennedy Powell. But just take a look at Rachel Becker. She's looking at her third base coach, just trying to see where the ball is. But as an athlete, you should always try to pick up the ball on your own and see where that is on the infield. It's a big out for the Cascade.
It would have been bases loaded with 1 out. Instead, runners on second and third with 2 outs. A chance for Caroline Jacobson to come through. Starting right fielder a year ago for Utah during their championship run. This year, she's been in and out of the lineup. A chance to come through here. 0-1 from Brown. And Jacobson down big in this game. Trying to put up a 0 and hope her offense can do what they do in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yes, Montana Fouts and Kenzie Brown just going tick for tack. But the difference on that matchup is the 9 strikeouts. The Talons just having a hard time figuring out a Kenzie Brown.
Kennedy Powell at the plate, 0 for 1 today. That's a strike for Fouts to get ahead in the count. And partner, we should have known it. These two teams came in with the best ERAs in the league. What else did we expect?
I know. I love me a rubber match. This is fantastic. Fantastic softball.
Regardless of the result of this game, the one thing that we know, we're going to get to see Game 3 tomorrow. Will the Portland Cascade be going for the sweep? Or will the Talons try to force a Game 3 as Powell sends it back to the netting? To imagine in this situation, if you're Portland, you'd love to get some insurance runs with the Talons due up in the bottom of the inning. On the corner, called strike 3. Powell down looking as Montana Fouts picks up the first out here in the top of the 7th.
And that's a tough one right there. That ball has not been called all night. That is a backdoor curve a little bit off the plate, but gets Kennedy Powell looking.
And you would know that as a hitter going up to the plate, what pitches have and haven't been called correct.
Especially now that the lineup has gone through about 3 times and you've got a good feel for what the umpire zone is. And so you can start to eliminate pitches. And so that hasn't been called a strike all night.
Sits Bates, chased the rise baller last time up, lays off of it there. She told us these two best friends off the field, not as much between the white lines. Sis Bates was actually in Montana Fouts' wedding earlier this year. And Sis Bates returned the favor. Montana Fouts is going to be in Sis Bates' wedding in September.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so fun, right? Your opponent's on the field, and besties off the field. It's fun when they can turn it on and you can see them compete against one another. It's all competition.
Bates sends one into left. Easy for Alchin. 2 outs in the inning. If you're a Talons fan looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning, bottom 3 in the order, Alchin, Moore, and Beal, barring any pinch hitters. They'd love to get back to the top of the order. Falvey attacking the first pitch. Tasha, you're about to go back to the plate as a hitter after your pitcher maybe throws up a 0. How much momentum does that give you?
It gives you a ton. It gives you a lot of confidence. You know that your pitcher's dealing, so you want to be able to support her in the circle. So as a hitter, you could be a little bit more aggressive earlier in the count.
Oh, 0-2 pitch from Montana. Fouts, bounces. Fouts came into the day with the best ERA by a starting pitcher in this league, and it's gone down. Just 2 earned runs allowed. Alchin 0 for 2 today with a couple of weak ground balls to first base. Trying to get aboard. And she will. A clean single through the right side. And there could be a rally abreast here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
You can see the Talons now are expecting that changeup. They're expecting it in all counts. Jalen Alchin is sitting on this changeup, and she just ropes it to the right side. But if you're Kenzie Brown, I've seen Kenzie Brown being able to completely change her game where she's throwing completely all rises, all drops. So I feel like in this situation, she's got to throw the changeup in less frequent counts.
And if you look at the pitch count and you say, man, that's a lot for Brown. 114 today. She threw over 100 pitches in 14 of her 36 outings during the collegiate season. Season high was 146. You don't see that in the Major League Baseball game. Pitchers rarely going above 90 these days. One of the days of Nolan Ryan where he used to just go the distance. Brown trying to go the distance here. 2-0 pitch is low. And you can feel the pressure right now.
Yeah, and Kenzie Brown just getting behind because the go-to has been that changeup. So right now she's going to have to try to find something else. Going to that cutter, going to that drop, going to that rise, that low rise, trying to throw that for a strike. That pitch right there.
You watch that pitch right down Broadway as a hitter. What are you thinking now, Natasha?
Well, if I'm Talons, I'm still in the back of my mind. I'm still thinking about that changeup. So something slow.
Instead, it's upstairs, and the first 2 have reached here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Maddie Moore works the walk. Kenzie Brown has not been in much trouble today. Cascade getting Peyton Gottschall warming down in the pen. Big spot. And the rookie, Taylor Beal, up in a big spot, unable to get the bunt down.
And I like this decision to have Taylor Beal square, sacrifice, knowing you've got your top of the order coming up, Leah Andrews, Jordan Woolery.
Beal can't get it down again. What's going wrong on the bunt attempt?
Her bat barrel's behind her, and especially in these moments, you know that you want to sacrifice yourself. So just go ahead, square, get your bat barrel out there, thinking from the top of the zone, working your way down. She's just getting her bat head out too late.
That's low. A big spot for Taylor Beal. Gets it down. Brown has one play. A successful at-bat for the rookie, and now 2 runners in scoring position, and the winning run is at second.
And that gets the job done. Taylor Beal just slowing herself down. Kenzie Brown going to that changeup, and in this situation, she's just trying to find strikes, but Taylor Beal doing a good job of putting bat on ball. 2 runners now in scoring position.
That'll bring up Aaliyah Andrews, a chance to go home a hero. The Talons had a walk-off win in extra innings to finish off the Bandits and complete the sweep in their first series. Trying to pick up a walk-off here to even this series ahead of tomorrow's Game 3. And they're going to intentionally walk Aaliyah Andrews to face Jordan Woolery, who had the 2nd most RBIs in NCAA history this year with 117.
Well, it goes both ways. You know, you walk Aaliyah Andrews, and now you have a force play at every base, and so that's kind of the mindset that I think that Coach Flowers is going in. But again, it is the most clutch hitter coming out of college softball right now, with Jordan Woolery, who thrives in these moments. And so this is a tough situation of, you know, do you put Aaliyah Andrews on and try to go straight at Jordan Woolery? And so we shall see.
And look at Bree Ellis right there, pumping up this home crowd, sensing a moment. And I just got past an incredible note from our stats guy who's been working so hard. The last time Jordan Woolery faced Brown, it was a home run back in 2023.
Oh, goodness. Which is funny, because I asked her if she'd ever faced her, and she said no. So she's just hitting bombs and doesn't even know who she's hitting them off of.
And you would think this is a pressure moment for Jordan Woolery, but she hit one of the biggest home runs in recent UCLA history just a week ago in the Women's College World Series. Fans on their feet. And a first pitch strike from Kenzie Brown. Nowhere to put Jordan Woolery. You got to go right at her. 117 RBIs during the collegiate season for UCLA. Fouled straight back behind in the count, 0-2. And now if you're Brown, you've got to use Woolery's aggressiveness against her, right?
Right, so you got to work around the zone. Maybe going to that cutter. Maybe not going to that changeup yet.
Dangerous pitch for the rookie Brown. And Woolery cuts through it. This time, it's Brown, and there are 2 down in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And this is a clutch pitch. This is Kenzie Brown going to that rise on the outer half. This is her low rise. And check out her react. She is pumped because she knows how big of an out that was.
And Brown starts Charlize Palacios off with a first pitch strike. The Talons have 1 run tonight. It was courtesy of Palacios, who hit a double back in the 6th inning to get to Brown for the first time. 0-1, fouled back, and the Talons down to their final strike.